Welcome back to another video, guys. If you like daily gaming and Xbox content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to start off here with looking at some analysis and an estimation as to where Xbox Game Pass subscribers are. I believe we still only have the last official announcement from Xbox that they reached over 25 million Game Pass subscribers, which was a huge number when they did announce it, but that was a while ago. And ever since then, Game Pass, I'm sure, has continuously grown, especially with the first party games launching into the service, games like Starfield, and even just recently with a game like Palworld, which is available on Game Pass, not available on the PlayStation platform. I'm sure that has brought people's interest into signing up to Game Pass just to try the game out, because it's literally the most popular game in the world right now. Everybody is playing it, everybody is talking about it. Now we have another estimation here from a games analyst that they have hit around 33.3 million Xbox Game Pass subscribers, and this happened by the end of 2023. So it says here, at least that's what a London-based independent analyst and consultancy firm Omdia estimates, as reported by an IGN article about Microsoft's Xbox ecosystem strategy. They say Microsoft has long stopped reporting Xbox hardware and sales data, and last year the company also seemingly stopped reporting their Game Pass numbers. And we're not sure why, but we do know that Phil Spencer has commented on Game Pass and kind of where they see the growth of the Xbox ecosystem. We know they purchased ABK, and one of the major reasons for the purchase of ABK was to grow out in the mobile side of gaming. That's either going to be, well, probably through two ways: building out a dedicated Xbox mobile store, as well as getting people to subscribe to Game Pass to play games on their phone via the cloud. So we know that's a place that they see tons of growth. They see as well growth on the PC side of things. In terms of the console side of things, the Game Pass feels so that they've kind of really hit a plateau as of right now, and it is harder to grow numbers there. And this is what this analyst is saying. They're saying we're seeing slowing adoption of Xbox Game Pass, even though Microsoft will claim otherwise, thanks to the repositioning of Xbox Live Gold as Xbox Game Pass Core. And they say our forecast estimates total Xbox Game Pass subscriptions, excluding Core and Live Gold, to be about 33.3 million at the end of 2023, which represents subscriber growth of just 13%, down from 15% in 2022. And notably, over half, 55%, are currently on the device agnostic ultimate tier. So I think that's a huge thing. Over 50% would be on ultimate, where you can play anywhere. And one of the things, they are correct about this, when Game Pass rebranded to have Xbox Game Pass Core, I think one of the major reasons they did this is for being able to report that all of those people are as well subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for their financial reports and for the shareholders. I mean, PlayStation does this as well. You have everybody who subscribed to PlayStation Plus Essential added into the overall PlayStation Plus subscribers tiers. And the reason, that's probably one of the major reasons why they rebranded their entire PlayStation Plus, obviously to grow out their ecosystem and improve on their subscription model, but also so they could probably say people who were just previously paying the regular PlayStation Plus subscription fee so that they could just play online and get a few free games every month would be a part of their overall subscriber numbers with the whole PlayStation Plus rebrand. And Xbox did the same thing here when they did rebrand Game Pass to Game Pass Core as another tier. And I thought that was a very good move. But they are saying as well that the growth has fallen slightly to 13%, down from 15% in 2022, which would be, I mean, extremely interesting if this is true. And again, this isn't an analyst, so we don't know 100% if this is true. But if it is, it means that a year where they had no first-party games, there was higher growth in Game Pass than there was when they had first-party games, which would be a weird thing to see. But I still think 33.3 million subscribers is a decent number, and that will continue to grow as more games come into the service. We are going into 2024, which is looking like maybe Xbox's best year ever, or one of their best years ever in terms of first-party releases, and you can bet that that is going to have an impact on people subscribing and joining the Xbox ecosystem. So no official word from Xbox. Maybe they will give us an announcement at 35 million subscribers or something like that. But as of right now, this analyst firm thinks they've hit about 33.3 million Xbox Game Pass subscribers. And speaking of Xbox Game Pass, Again, the most popular game right now is Palworld, and these numbers are changing rapidly. So as you're watching this video, this may have changed, but they have said here that they have sold over 4 million copies in only 3 days. And they say momentum has increased since yesterday with the latest sales of at 86,000 units per hour, thanking everybody for playing Palworld. So this game is absolutely exploding for many reasons. One, a lot of people look at this as a Pokemon clone with just far more different things to do in it with like weapons and building and everything. And it automatically got people's attention. I think the main thing here for Power World right off the bat was that comparison to Pokemon. But when you do jump in, there's so much more than Pokemon in terms of scope and the things that you can do within this game. The other thing as well is, yeah, it is in Game Pass. A lot of people go and tried it out and then maybe went out and bought it. I mean, I know for myself, I played it in Game Pass over the weekend. And then I actually went and bought a Steam copy because they have dedicated servers. I'm hoping they bring dedicated servers over to Xbox. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people that are going to end up doing that after playing it on Game Pass, going over as well and picking up a full retail copy of it. I mean, it's not that expensive. It's like $30. So it is definitely way more accessible for more people. And that this thing is going to continue to sell. And this is a game that a lot of people are going to be talking about and playing for a long time as the world expands, as people discover more things. You're seeing people always discovering new things right now. And I mean, the game is new and they'll continue to add content. And it is still a game preview. So there's a lot of jank and things in it that just you can see. This game still needs a lot of work before it gets to a really, really good state. But I think this one is going to be one that people are playing and continuing to talk about for years and years to come. Okay, let's jump over here. We'll get into some rumor stuff because we've got Special Nick here from Xbox Era talking about some stuff that we've talked about previously. First of all, Gears 6, he believes, is going to come out after the Gears collection, which makes complete sense. He says Nick believes the Gears collection is still coming and assumes the collection would come out before Gears 6. So Special Nick here at Xbox Air does believe that Gears collection is coming out. I think a lot of people were hoping that would be a surprise announcement at the Xbox Developer Direct, myself included. Wasn't important that it wasn't there, but I really want this Gears collection to come out. I hope these rumors are true and this isn't just all for naught, because I think it'll be an absolute no-brainer if they can get the Gears collection to a state similar to what they have with the Master Chief collection. And then Gear 6. Gear 6, I can't wait to see what the Coalition is going to be doing, especially using Unreal Engine 5. I'm hoping we see all of this stuff with the Gears IP at an event this year and more in-depth look at this stuff at the showcase in the summer. The other major rumor here that is going around, again from Special Nick, he's revealing that Final Fantasy 16 will be coming to the Xbox Series X and S. And he says this is the same source that revealed Visions of Mana's presence at the Xbox Developer Direct. And I think this will be huge. I think it will happen once the timed exclusivity is over. And you can tell that that relationship between Phil Spencer, Xbox, and Square Enix has blossomed. I mean, having Visions of Mana show up at this Xbox Developer Direct, I thought was a big thing. This is a game you probably wouldn't expect at an Xbox show previous to the recent developments of Phil Spencer on stage with Square Enix talking about Final Fantasy 14 coming to the platform, talking about the renewed partnership and them wanting to bring as many games over to Xbox as possible. You would have never thought you would see one of their bigger games, Visions of Mana, with a huge fan base from the Mana series looking forward to this one, showing up with an in-depth look at the game at an Xbox showcase. So Final Fantasy 16, I think, is going to be coming over whenever that timed exclusivity ends, and that will be a big announcement for people on the platform. And the next thing that people are still going to be waiting for, because there are fans of these games that want to see them on the Xbox platform, is Final Fantasy 7 Remake. And I have a feeling if 16 is coming over, 7 eventually will be making its way over to Xbox. And that drought of not having all of the Final Fantasy titles on the Xbox platform is slowly going away, which is definitely a good thing for Xbox gamers out there who are a fan of the series. Now, another huge game that's a first-party title that is across all platforms, because it was obviously there before the Bethesda purchase. It's a legacy title, is the Elder Scrolls Online. And they had their big event after the Xbox Developer Direct. And one thing I did forget to mention when they went over all those updates is they have reached 24 million players, which is a massive number for ESO. This is one of those games that I played back in the day. I liked it, but it just didn't fully grab my attention. And now with the new updates, I'm thinking it is a time to jump in before the brand new expansion does come out. Jump into Necrom, see what the game is all about, see how it's improved, and then jump into the new expansion when it does release. So The Elder Scrolls Online is very, very successful. Another one of those games as a service, big online multiplayer games that Xbox has, that I'm sure breaks in a ton of money. PlayStation also is looking at making games like this, and they're probably looking at the numbers for these games as a service, big MMOs on the Xbox platform, or at least within their first party studios, and they're thinking they need to get something out like that as well. So the very big time here for MMOs, online games, games as a service. Companies know that they need to have these continuous games where people are paying money to support their big major first party titles that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make. And finally, let's end off here and let's talk about the new Xbox controller, codename Sybil or Sybil, however you say that. We saw this controller here with the Xbox Activision Blizzard FTC document leak. And this was a picture of it. And you can kind of see the difference between the style of controllers Xbox are going for. You have the core controller, the premium controller, and then the elite controller. But this controller here, that would be called the premium controller. Some of the big changes that would be made from your regular Xbox Series controller would be the Xbox Wireless 2, the Bluetooth 5.2. They would say there would be a seamless pair and switch to the new mobile app features, seeing pair devices and cloud managed devices and accessories, which right now, something that I found out maybe last year or something with your current Xbox Series controller was the pair button. If you were double tapping it, you can actually seamlessly switch from, if you're connected to your phone via Bluetooth and then double tap it again and connect it to your Xbox. So you don't actually have to go in and pair it every single time. It can pair to multiple devices at once and then switch between devices just by double tapping the pair button. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing that I didn't know about and just made my life easier when I used that feature. The other thing here that is going to be added to this premium controller that isn't currently on the core controller would be precision haptic feedback. So there's going to be haptic feedback in this one. And they say there's going to be VCA haptics that double as speakers. There's going to be an accelerometer, and there's going to be quieter buttons and thumbsticks. So that's cool. I mean, I think haptic feedback is one of those features that is out on the DualSense. It's out on the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. I like haptic feedback. Those are the features with those controllers that I think actually adds immersion to it, and adding it as speakers as well. Definitely something I've seen in use, and it does actually add additional immersion to the games when you're playing them. So that's cool. Wider buttons and thumbsticks. I mean, the Xbox controller does have relatively louder buttons, but I take those and I compare them to the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller, and the DualSense controller is extremely quiet, although I don't like the feel of the buttons on the DualSense. I find them way too squishy and shallow, and I much rather have slightly more loud buttons with more depth to the press of the buttons and that just feel better. So I hope they don't make them similar to the PS5 DualSense in terms of how they actually feel, because that would be kind of annoying to me. It probably would pass on this controller if that's the way that it does go. Some other stuff here, they're saying that there's going to be new modular thumbsticks, improved longevity, continued build improvement, and I think the biggest thing here is going to be change in some ergonomics, the haptics, and then obviously the buttons and stuff if they do change those. So this controller here is apparently still coming out. This comes via Tom Warren, who sent in a chat during the Xbox Era podcast, and it says the new Xbox controller is supposed to be announced in May ahead of the June showcase. So it looks like this thing is still coming out. This would beg to ask the question, are they going to be announcing this new controller as well as the new Xbox Series X Digital at the same time ahead of the June showcase, or are they going to announce the controller in advance and then announce the new Xbox Series X Digital at the showcase itself? Or are they just not going to have that new Xbox Series X Digital at all? We'll see. That's some interesting stuff here in terms of the hardware side of what is to come from Xbox in 2024. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.